Welcome back, everyone. Today I've got a new purchase right behind me. I actually bought this for my wife. The plan was to give it to her for Christmas. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get all the stuff done that I want to it before then, so it'll be an after Christmas present. She knows I bought it, but I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff. And part number one is I did just upgrade the bulbs to an LED. However, as you can see, the lens on them is a little bit worse for wear. It's not the best. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be using the Graphene Headlight Restoration Kit from Adams Polishes. So here it is, guys. Now I have never used this kit before, so I'm excited to try it out. They sent this to me a little while back, and I figured it'd be a good opportunity to check it out on this. So supposedly it comes with everything you need. And so let's go ahead and start off. We're going to pop this open and see what it comes with. So again, as I said, the Adams Polishes Graphene Ceramic Headlight Pro Restoration Kit improves visibility and safety. It says on here, guaranteed to outlast the lifetime of the headlight. That would be pretty incredible, right? So that's the biggest thing typically, is that you can restore a headlight and then the protective quality of the lens is gone, so the yellow comes back. This is saying it'll outlast that, so I'm pretty excited about that. Let's go ahead and pop this guy open. Packaging is really nice on this thing. So right off the bat, guys, if I can, there we go. All right, let's see what we've got. Just gonna pull it. Oh my goodness. I can already smell the graphene. Ooh, yeah, I can smell it, my goodness. Or it's maybe an alcohol that I'm smelling. Oxidation remover, oxidation remover, oxidation remover. Cool, so they actually have this broken down into step one, step two, all that kind of good stuff. So you'll see here, driver's side headlight, oxidation remover, step one, wipe one, oxidation remover, step one, wipe two. So really cool, and then same exact thing for the passenger side. So they have it all labeled out for you guys, which is nice. Step three, or step two. Step two, I'm assuming, is actually sanding it out. So they do give you plenty of gloves, which is very nice. They give you this little sanding block, which is super cool, and a bunch of different little sanding pads. So really, really good inclusive kit. That'll be step number two, is actually doing that. And then step number three will be you got the driver's side and then the passenger side graphene ceramic protection wipes. So that's it, guys. Very, very simple. We do have an instruction card here, so I'm gonna run through this and we're gonna do this exactly how they state. So the instructions are pretty simple. Again, it's just step one, step two, step three. Step one, oxidation removal. Step two, sanding excess oxidation removal. Step three, graphene ceramic protection. Now, it does not show anything about polishing on here, at least that I'm seeing. So we'll see. Again, I did say that I'm gonna do this as it states. So if it doesn't say to polish, I'm not gonna polish. But we're gonna start with just one side, just one lens, so that we can kind of see the difference between the two of them. Right now they are perfectly equal in condition. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull you guys over. So that was the driver and here's the passenger. They both look exactly the same. Clarity's not terrible. I mean, you can definitely still see into the lens. It's just definitely not as good as it should be, and they're pretty yellow. So I'm gonna start off. We're gonna go ahead and start off with that oxidation removal wipe, number one. So if you remember, they give you two oxidation remover wipes. Step one, they actually give you four, but two per headlight. So this one is labeled driver's side headlight, wipe one, wipe two. And basically what it says is to rip this open, clean the whole lens. It should turn all brown and orangish kind of it pulling stuff off. Get it all done, get that thing completely saturated. And then you go on to wipe number two and do another pass with that. Now you want to ensure even coverage with this guy. And then once we're done with both wipes, then we rinse it off with just some water, dry microfiber towel, and then we'll go to the next step. So we're going to go ahead and start off wipe number one. Well, now this is already very brown. Let me just read that again. Do this until the wipe is fully saturated with brown orange oxidative material. Now, it looks like it's already saturated with brown orange oxidative material to me, but let's go ahead and pop this open and start going at it. Flipping it over and continuing along. It's definitely leaving some yellowish, orangish residue off of it. So trying to get that nice even coverage like it says. Okay, we're done with that wipe. We'll go ahead and go on to wipe number 2. And again, this one's very, very brown already. So I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not. That's definitely how it is. But that's what we're working with, because that's how the kit is for me right now. Okay guys, go ahead and rinse this part off. And make sure it gets off all the paint. I just don't know what it'll do to the paint, so just to be safe. All right, now so far for me, that step did pull out a little bit of the yellow actually. Looking over at the other headlight, it did pull out some of the orangish, yellowish, brownish kind of tint to the lens. As far as clarity goes, it's not any better. It actually looks like it made it a little bit worse, which is usually a good sign. Like usually I'll just color sand and cut through all that stuff on the lens. And before it gets better, it definitely gets worse because you're introducing a lot of things to pull all that junk out of the lens, and it usually affects the clarity. So I'm okay with that. Okay, now step number 2 is going to be sanding. So we're gonna open this up. I don't know what level grits they give you. Let's see here, we've got a 3000 grit, 2 sheets of 3000 grit, 2 sheets of 2000 grit. And that is all we've got. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and look at the directions for this guy and make sure I'm doing it exactly as it states. The next step, like I said, is the sanding. We're gonna start off with the 2000 grit and then we'll switch over to the 3000 grit after we do our full passes with the 2000. As it states, you wanna wet down the sandpaper itself, wet the headlight, and then in just simple back and forth motions, they say don't go in circular motions, just go ahead and sand down the whole headlight. So here we go. It says to do this for 2 to 3 minutes, occasionally cleaning the sanding disc between so that you're consistently getting a nice actual sanding effect. Otherwise the pores on this can get clogged. So you just want to make sure this is clean. Load up a little more water. And you want to definitely go for nice consistent coverage so that the whole lens is getting properly sanded down. You don't want to leave any spots where you missed it, because that will affect the overall appearance of it at the end of the whole process. Now, if you guys are worried about it, you can tape off the surrounding areas as well. I'm pretty used to doing this. My control is pretty good, and there's enough of a gap on this particular vehicle, so I'm not doing that, but it's not a bad idea to get some painter's tape and just tape off the area around it so you don't accidentally scratch any of the paintwork around the lens. Okay, step number 1 is done. I'm gonna switch over now from the 2000 grit sandpaper. I'm going to take that off. We're going to put on the 3000 grit. Okay, now I will say this little block that they give you is fantastic. It's really comfortable in your hand, works really well. I'm just going to do a quick wipe to remove all this excess residue here. Okay, take all that stuff off the lens. Same thing, we're going to saturate the 3000 grit now. Okay, and the lens. And we're going to go do the exact same process again with the 3000. Now what we're doing with this 3000 is we're actually removing the deeper scratches that we introduced using the 2000. Now going all the way to 3000 should reduce the need for polishing quite a bit, because it's going to blend everything together, or yeah, blend everything out really, really well. It's going to smooth out all the deeper scratches. So we're not going to have a lot of deep scratches in there that are messing up the appearance. So we'll see. Clarity is definitely starting to come back on this headlight lens. Now I'm not doing the side markers here, guys. I'm just doing the main lens portion for this test. So keep that in mind as well. It's not that I'm forgetting to do this. It's just I wanted to be fair in this representation, this is the easiest part to see, so we're just doing this. Alrighty, that should do it. We're gonna go ahead and wipe off that excess now. And now we're gonna dry the lens off, make sure that we're dry so when the coating goes on, there's no moisture or anything else prohibiting the adhesion of that coating. Okay, so it looks like we're all dry and everything's all good to go. Now, I think that this is gonna be the most important part. As you can see, the clarity is not there yet. So I think in order to get the clarity, we're gonna have to lay this, the graphene coating on there pretty thick and leave it pretty thick. Now, it does state in here, I already switched out my gloves. It says to use the second pair of gloves they give you. It says to tear open the ceramic protection wipe, the graphene ceramic protection wipe. Do not unfold it with the light, and then it says to, with light to moderate pressure, wipe in a horizontal path, starting from the top of the headlight from one corner to the next. Repeat another horizontal wipe with slight overlap to the previous, working down the headlight. Do not go back over previous path lengths and do not wipe the coating off the headlight. Do not wipe the coating off the headlight. So you do want to leave it on there thick. Any excess coating that gets on the paintwork or surrounding areas, simply wipe it off with a microfiber towel. Coating will be tack-free within 15 to 30 minutes, depending on ambient conditions, and will be cured in 1 hour and free to expose to the elements. Simple enough? Okay guys, so just to make sure I know what I'm doing here, it says to, with light to moderate pressure, wipe in a horizontal path starting from the top of the headlight from one corner to the next. Repeat another horizontal path wipe, which means to go over it in the exact same motion, right? But then it says, do not go back over previous path lengths and do not wipe the coating off the headlight. So I don't know what that means. For me, I would go horizontal and then vertical, but it's not what it says in the instructions. It says to go horizontal and horizontal. So that's what we're gonna do. Slight overlap as stated, leaving this folded up. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna go back again as it says. And right around the edge. Now I might be going on a little too thick, I don't know, but it seems like it needs it. I'm not wiping it off, we're actually wiping in a little bit more than was there previously. All right, that's good. I'll leave it there and we'll see what happens. Now guys, I gotta say, clarity looks pretty good. Okay guys, so there they are. This side is not done, that side is done. So as you can see, the clarity is definitely much, much better. Much, much better. Is it perfect? No. But it is considerably better. And like I said, for the ease of that application, it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Looking at it down from the side, there is still some yellowing to it. Now, in my previous experience, some of these Toyota headlights seem to get embedded deep or even behind. On my Tundra that I have, I actually replaced the headlights at a certain point because I did this and it was never as good as I wanted it to be, even doing it in my own way where I'm actually color sanding all the way down, polishing it all the way back out, all that kind of good stuff. It just gets to a spot where I'm satisfied with it, but it's not where I'm like, oh my God, that looks so much better. So that may be the case here. It's the same, these are the same kind of lenses as my Tundra. So that just may be the case. They may not come up perfect no matter how you do it, but they are significantly better already with this graphene ceramic coating. So cool, I'm gonna go ahead and go on to the next lens. Here, one more time. That's before, and that's after. After, I mean, it is definitely way, way better. Before. Yeah, that's significantly better. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the process for the passenger headlight. Again, the 2 wipes for the passenger side headlight oxidation remover. Start with wipe number 1. All right, and as a quick disclaimer, I just wanted to bring to your attention, guys, not every headlight restoration process comes out equal. You can do it, my preferred method, how I've always done it in the past, is color sand, polish, recoat, right? Even with that, between different headlights, the results come up differently. You can't always guarantee a perfect finish. The van, my work van that I did a video of a while back, came out perfect. It was fantastic. This vehicle, I've done my Tundra, which is basically the same thing, and they came out significantly better, but not perfect. Not perfect at all. So, but significantly better. So with a kit like this, if it makes the job really, really easy and lasts a long time, that's exactly what you want. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and see. Okay, so we've got both headlights restored and coated now. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. Again, with this vehicle, it didn't come out 100% perfect. Do I think that I could have gotten a better result if I had polished between? The answer is no, actually. After the sanding, I typically polish and then coat it. With this, because the graphene goes on so thick, it fills in any of the blemishes that I would normally be polishing out. So clarity-wise, it wouldn't change anything. Also, after I sand it, you spray the lens again, and when it's wet, that's basically what you're going to achieve. With these ones, I saw they weren't going to be 100% perfect, but they are significantly better. And the main thing, guys, is if that coating lasts a long time, we're going to kind of monitor these and make sure that they're not turning yellow after a month or so. But I'm going to flip you guys around and show you now. So there you go. Not 100% perfect, but a drastic improvement. Way, way, way better than they were. As you guys can see, it doesn't look completely yellow now. That's a huge, huge improvement. And a super, super easy to use kit. So I highly recommend that Adams Polish's Graphene Ceramic Headlight Restoration Kit, whatever the name is. I know it's a long name, but I'll have it linked down in the description for you guys below. Makes it really simple. You can do this easy without a polisher. They give you everything you need. No polisher needed to polish it out. The graphene just coats it really, really nicely. Fantastic. So that's it. I hope that video helps you. Make sure you like the video, please. Make sure you are subscribed and turn on that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one.